You're listening to DraftKings Network.
The 2025 NCAA March Madness Men's Tournament is back, and this time it is bringing all the feels. The biggest event in college sports tips off March 18th, and you don't want to miss a second of the heart-pumping action. Catch all the clutch shots, big-time plays, upsets, Cinderellas, Blue Bloods, and more. Tune in to the NCAA Men's Division I Basketball Championship March 18th through April 7th on TBS, CBS, TNT, True TV, and Stream on Max.
That's right. It's Thursday Thunder, and it's brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. JuJu, what do we got?
Man. The best Thursdays in the world. One of them today starts right now. And I'm going with some March Madness picks. You got to know it. You got to dig it. First off, I got to say, the beautiful show today, guys. Beautiful show. But neither here nor there just yet. With these Thursday Thunder this week, I got 5 on it. I'm going with all 5 seeds you got to know. First 5 seed, I'm going with Michigan, money line to win the game. You got to know it. You got to feel it. If you don't, get lost. The second seed, or the second number 5 seed I'm going with, is Penny Hardaway and them boys. Anthony Hardaway, or as my dog Tony like to call him, Anthony. What you like to call him, Tony? Afrini Hardaway. You got to know. I'm going with the Memphis Tigers to win, money line. You dig ski. And with the last leg of this Thursday Thunder, I'm going to the Women's League. I'm traveling all the way to Tennessee to my sisters. I think they are going to drag USF tomorrow. I mean, they're going to beat the tar off of those ladies. Salute the USF. But I'm taking number 5 seed Tennessee to win by 19.5 at least tomorrow. You got to know it. Lock them in.
JuJu, I don't know how closely you follow NASCAR or how familiar you were with Ryan Blaney. I'm sure much of our audience is NASCAR agnostic. How'd you like that interview?
It was good. It was fun. His microphone. I think the NASCAR microphones, they don't work as well as the regular people's mics.
Something going on there. Not sure what's going on there.
But I think it was a wonderful segment. He was a great sport. He leaned in. He even answered Dan's awkward question that shocked the world yesterday. Hats off to Buddy. And he does look fantastic in a hat.
Oh, he can rock a cap.
What is the worst part of the life?
So bad.
Oh, man. And I'm so happy to see we got a celebrity in the building today. One of the most popular celebrities, Andrew Zaslow. Oh, my God.
Whoa. That's why Andrew's atop that celebrity pick'em board.
You dig it? My bad. John, his close friends call him Andrew. Y'all call him Jonathan. But yeah, bro. I agree with you, bro. Like, White Lotus this season, absolutely nothing has happened, bro.
Nothing. Good to see you, JuJu. I do need to ask, though, when you say that USF is going to get the tar beaten off of them by those Tennessee ladies, can you also salute them while you're saying they're going to get the tar beaten off of them?
Yes, sir. It's required. It's in my contract. You have to salute them after taking a page out of the Devil's book and saying they're going to get the tar beat off of them.
All right.
So yeah, you got to. And the last piece about White Lotus, so much of nothing has happened. Like, it's beautiful scenery, wonderful scenery, but so much of nothing has happened that you guys are like, I would say the word, but I can't say the word. You guys are fawning over a Sam Rockwell monologue. Like,
true.
That's the most boring thing in the world. The monologue needs to get over itself just a tad bit. Neither here nor there. It was very freaky. Spoiler alert.
Someone else who doesn't seem to like foreplay. Just saying.
I did spend the entire part of that monologue thinking, most of it was just me thinking to myself, how would I react if one of my close friends was telling me all of that? I was envisioning me being in that situation and what I would, I was stunned that Walton Goggins' character allowed him. There wasn't a single moment in the middle of that where he goes, "Are you effing with me?"
I think he played a pitch perfect. It's a lot to absorb.
But wouldn't you say to your friend at some point, "Are you effing with me right now?"
Perhaps, yeah, I guess. It depends on the friend.
There'd have been some type of interjection on my part.
He did. He made a.
Yeah, I would have asked him, "Are you okay, bro?
Something.
You good?"
Something.
We talk White
What'd you
Lotus
say,
this,
Tony?
White Lotus that. Like Thursday, best Thursday of the year right here. And we're talking about White Lotus for 6 hours and kissing. And let's focus on hoops. How about that, Juju?
Hell yeah, but because today is legally, contractually, the first day that we were allowed to talk about White Lotus because it's been the allotment of days. But speaking of hoops, I saw that you guys had a segment, the end of the segment discussing the Boston Celtics trade. I mean, the sale of the Boston Celtics. And I heard my brother Andrew Zaslow talking about how
They're relocating.
They need to relocate. And I just want to just put some accoutrement in the air just to remind my brother that the Heat still have a ways to go before they even matter. You know what I mean? Some would say that Jimmy Butler trade rivals the Nico Harrison trade.
And if they said that, they'd be
here nor
wrong.
there.
Okay, but we do need to acknowledge, Juju, the Heat can't do anything about them not being born while the Celtics were winning all of those titles, because since the Miami Heat have existed, they've won more titles than the Boston Celtics. Like, that's the only way we can measure those two franchises. The Heat can't do anything about not being alive in the 60s and 70s. The Heat have won more titles than the Celtics since 1988.
Speaking of being born and alive during the 70s and 60s, happy birthday, Pat Riley. I don't know if we got to that today, but happy birthday to the big dog.
Happy birthday to him. I don't care. Good luck.
Some would say that this should be the last birthday that he occupies this position because the Heat are definitely not in the right place. I don't put too much stock into the draft positioning and all of that because you only get one Cooper Flag per draft. You only get one Victor Wembanyama that you missed out to go to the play-in, the championship.
Thank you.
Get well soon. Tony was right.
They went
You
to the
feel me?
finals.
Yep.
And
Congratulations.
It cost everything.
Yep. What did it cost you?
Everything.
But now, but back to Tony though. Speaking of the season of basketball, I got my top 5 March Madness moments in the history of Middle Earth.
Oh, let's do this.
Yes, sir. OLI because it was the Big East Championship. Kemba Walker crosses up buddy from Pittsburgh, fade away.
That was electric. That's what got my brother into basketball. He became briefly a Charlotte Bobcats fan because Kemba Walker was there, because the first tournament he ever watched included that shot going into the
It
tournament.
got your brother into basketball.
It did.
Fun fact.
You're welcome
Hell
for that
yeah.
information. People care. People care about me in disguise, all right?
That was not nice, I feel.
No one's nice to me.
That was not nice by Chris.
It was
That
really mean.
Very condescending.
A little?
Why are
Number
they being mean to you today?
Today?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm here today. This is what I'm noticing.
It's constant.
But he does have the golden vocal cords. You know what I mean? He's blessed up with some bangers. Salute to Jeremy Taché in the singing voice.
Love you, Jim.
Number 5, Chris Webber's timeout. Yeah, man. Fab 5 against North Carolina. That timeout heard around the world. It ended one of the most epic runs in the history of basketball. Number 4.
By the way, I loved Michigan growing up. All right. I was way into the Fab Five. When they won the national title in '88, Glenn Rice. So from that point on, I was a Michigan kid. And then we get to the early 90s there, and you got I was heartbroken when Weber called that timeout.
Jeremy, how was your brother?
Yeah.
How'd your brother handle that?
He was just absolutely crushed.
Number 4, Jimmy Valvano's NC State slays Houston at the buzzer for the national title. And he runs around the court. Oh my God, I see that every day almost. But what a moment for the world.
He's looking for
And
somebody to
basketball.
hug, running around that court. Can't find anybody to hug.
Right, luscious locks too, just flowing in the wind, just flowing. Number 3, Christian Laettner from Grant Hill, touchdown, Duke. What a moment. Unless you hate Duke, I'm sorry, Taylor Vippolis, but that was a great moment.
Yeah, my brother really hated that one.
Number 2, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. The Tony Yayo heard around the world. that will go down as one of the biggest moments in women's sports history. It sparked a new age of WNBA basketball, now unrivaled hatred. It's like, oh my God, salute to all the sisters around the world who made their rivals last. You dig it. And number one, you can't deny this. Chris Jenkins, buzzer beater versus North Carolina.
That was crazy because was that the Marcus Page shot before the Chris Jenkins shot? That's why that is like maybe the greatest ending any of us will ever witness, because it had two of the greatest shots ever and we don't even remember the first one.
That was Villanova, right?
Right? Yeah, that's the Villanova game.
I mean, Jay Wright's non-reaction. It's unbelievable.
You gotta act like you've been there before, Zaz.
I mean, no emotion whatsoever. Just, all right, handshake line.
That's
Go.
the right reaction.
Salesperson.
Jeremy, and then put that against Jeremy's reactions to like a regular season game winner.
I care, okay? Don't knock my passion.
Jeremy was scraping Cheeto juice off his thumbs.
Oh, man.
Neither here nor there.
JuJu, we got any polls today?
Hell yeah, Dan went crazy on the polls. I think he was trying to make up for the polls yesterday by only having one. So I'm going to go through them. Do you know why anyone was putting feathers in their cap? 86% of the audience says no, they do not. Will you always stop on someone falling on a treadmill? 92% of the audience says yes, they will.
Big
number
win for Dan.
Yeah.
Huge win for Dan.
Right? Oh, man, huge loss for Dan coming up. What is a penguin more of? A fish or a bird?
Unbelievable.
83% of the audience says a bird. It literally has feathers. Come on, man.
It has wings. It has a beak. It's a bird.
I mean, who are the 17%?
It's Dan's burners. What annoys you more? No turn signal or someone who forgot to turn their turn signal off?
This is big.
76% of the audience says no turn signal.
Yeah.
I'm in the minority there.
It is really annoying when someone's just like, their blinker has been on for 4 miles.
Yeah, because driving to Miami, my expectation is you're never going to turn on your turn signal.
Now you're messing with me.
If you have it on and I'm making room for you, like now I'm stuck in the in-between here. I'm overthinking this one.
Hell yeah. Do you think a NASCAR wedding is more debaucherous than a regular wedding? Someone maybe had to Google how to spell debaucherous, but neither here nor there. 87% of the audience says yes, it is more debaucherous.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oof, big poll coming up. Oof. Is Sunday the end of last week or the beginning of this week?
Wow.
This one shook the world. 69% of the audience says the end of last week.
Wow.
Jeremy, what do you think about that number?
Nice.
The Best Sports Thursday, sponsored by Jeremy Fistpump. Not sponsored by Jeremy Fistpump. The Best Sports Thursday, sponsored by Evan Williams Bourbon. Go get you a taste. Thanksgiving, NFL opening night, the Masters first round, or the start of March Madness.
Come on, Masters.
52% of the audience says the start of March Madness.
Today. So we made it.
Yeah.
We are here.
You heard that, Jeremy? Go get you a taste.
That poll was brought
will.
to you by Evan Williams Bourbon. Game Day's #1 pour. Evan Williams, Kentucky, straight bourbon whiskey. Bardstown, Kentucky, 43 to 45% alcohol by volume. Enjoy responsibly, 21 plus.
Delicious. Do you know what highlight is? 70% of the audience says yes, they do.
I'm
Salute
worried-
to
this is-
Manu always.
This is our audience. I'm worried about the 30%. What is wrong? We communicate for a living. We're doing something wrong with like 3 out of 10 people don't know what highlight is.
Never heard of it.
Messaging is bad on this show.
Is the sports anchor profession dying? 74% of the audience says yes, it is. Man, Christine Lisi tapped in and said no with like 5,000 O's. So salute to my sister, Christine Lisi. And the last poll, the most important poll, some would say, are you good at foreplay? We know Jeremy is. 67% of the audience says yes, they are.
It was right there for them. We needed 2 more percent.
Those are your polls.
Thanks, JuJu.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks, JuJu.
Thanks, Andrew.
Good stuff.
Andrew,
Good to
the
see you, Andrew.
Iceman. The Iceman says,